The water transport project on the west coast is dashed to get a shot in the arm with a new plan in which the road development corporation will build the infrastructure and dash a private party to operate the service. So we have 5 options here. So Kalpana says, ma'am, can you please explain how slated or allow becomes the right option? Okay, so let's look at it, right? You don't have to give me the answer, right? But because she's already mentioned this is the answer, and her question is, why is that the answer? So what you need to keep in mind for fill in the blanks is to always look at words in and around the blank, right? That's the first thing we do because we're looking for collocations. So the water transport project on the west coast is scheduled to get a shot in the arm. Yes. So let's eliminate wrong options first. Can we use elimination method, quickly narrow down our options? So I can't use verge, right? Because is on the verge of getting a shot, right? If I have to use verge, I'll have to change the entire construction. So eliminate B. Is set to get a shot in the arm with a new plan, blah blah blah, will build the infrastructure and sanctions a private party. Second word is incorrect. Eliminate option C, right? We'll see. We still haven't narrowed our options, Sagar. The last one, the water transport, then we have D, which is the answer. Then we have E. The water transport project on the west coast is bound to get a shot in the arm and task a private party. Again, incorrect, right? This is a noun. I need a verb here. So I can eliminate option E. So I have to choose between A and D, right? Now if you ask me for the first blank, scheduled and slated are almost the same. It's the same meaning, right? Slated means, what is the meaning of slated? To schedule, right? Or designate. So both mean the same. The water transport project on the west coast is slated to get a shot, which means it's scheduled or it's designated, or the water transport project on the west coast is scheduled to get, both are the same. So which means we need to understand and look only at the second blank and see which is the most effective word. Is it let or allow? Right? Now that we've narrowed down our option, let's look at it closely. Will build the infrastructure and dash a private party to operate the service. Now if I have to use let and let a private party operate the service. If I have to use allow a private party to operate the service. Now can somebody quickly point out what is the difference in these two sentences? Let and allow. Basically both let and allow is what? It's the same meaning, right? You're giving someone permission to do something. Let and allow both mean you're giving permission for someone to do something. But in terms of sentence construction, can somebody quickly point out the difference in these two sentences that I've written? No, just answer the question. We will get to the answer. In terms of, yes, thank you, Arpita and Anuba, right? So if you notice, I have to operate the infinitive form, but here I don't have to. Usually when it comes to sentence construction, right, when you have let, it's not usually followed by an infinitive form, but allow is always followed by an infinitive form, right? So in terms of sentence construction, you will pick option D. When organizations dash creativity and risk-taking, the usual method of maintaining order and dash are indeed shaken. What's the final arranged structure? It's the same, whatever Hari has put down only. C, B, G, A, F, D. Madam, this question is from workbook. The answer is given as A. Unable to understand the usage of decorum. And in the question order is given, so I am thinking that in the second blank the answer should be supply. Order and supply sounds good for me, ma'am. And agreeing with organizations encourage creativity and not enhance. Yes, there could be a possibility. Rahul. No doubt. Because that's also a good sequence. Like it has a very logical, coherent structure to it, AFD. Okay, so basically Chandrahas Yadav says, I think it should be D and not A. What do you guys have to say? Any other options? for this? See, one of your clue words for the first blank is the creativity and risk-taking thing itself, right? When you are in an organization, you are given opportunity to be creative in your work and you can take risks. But there is a repercussion. There could be a side effect because of that, right? Or there could be results that may not be favorable to everybody involved, the stakeholders. And you have, for the second blank, you have the antonym hint word and you have order, which is again your clue, right? So what is the meaning of decorum? That's one of the questions that somebody asked, right? Decorum means some sort of a proper behavior, right? Proper conduct, right? As is most appropriate. Yeah, something that is in line with what the company wants, right? When I say, let me put it here. When I say decorum, I am referring to some sort of a proper behavior or conduct. You conduct yourself in the right manner, in the way that is expected of you, right? So when organizations dash creativity, not exhibit, because durability again is an incorrect word choice in the second blank. Humility again doesn't make logical sense in the second blank. Now order and supply could be a collocation. That doesn't mean it is appropriate in this context, right? We are not talking about some sort of a sales perspective, right? The context is referring to something else here. So order and supply, yes, it's a collocation, but not appropriate in this context. So you can safely eliminate option D. Production propagate also. So the right option is, when organizations encourage creativity and risk-taking, the usual method of maintaining order and decorum are indeed shaken. So there is a high possibility of, when you allow people to, you do whatever you want, take your chances, take risks, try this, try that, you may not meet deadlines, people might go overboard, right, do things that could affect, even certain projects or clients' perspective, things like that, right? So there could be something that can be shaken. So the right answer is A and not D. Yeah.